Hello, everybody. Um, I am live today. I am not going to do any runs with any viewers. Um, I am going to be doing a Shelly solo run. And hold on, I'm checking something. I will do a Shelly solo. Hold on. I need to pin tab. Hold on just a sec. Need to pin Roblox. Okay, you guys see that? Okay. Okay. I'm in Roblox now. Oh goodness, I need to use the bathroom. Quick AFK break. Be right back. Okay, I am back. Let me. I'm trying. I don't think that worked. Yeah, I can't. Okay, I heard Shelly's getting an Easter skin, so I'm saving up my baskets. And Yada's April Fool's skin is here, so I'm gonna save up Icor for it. Because I really want it. Like, really, 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 really. Thank you. My goal for today is 420. Ah, ah. Let's go. Keep your eye. Did I close my door? No, I didn't. Let me close it. Click. I just went on my bed to get my water and a pillow for my knees because my desk is a bit too small. And my dad says that he's going to get me a new one as soon as possible. Just he's running low on money. A bit, maybe. I don't know. He just says he has other stuff to do and he doesn't really want to get a new desk and take time building it. He has some rather important stuff to do. So I understand. There's just dents in my knees and my legs. It just hurts very bad. It's like a kid's desk, drawing, but I use it for gaming. Oh no! I forgot that I lag. This solo run's gonna be a fun time. Yeah. Ooh, two machines right here. That's good. I was playing this morning waiting for my bus. I play it Danny's Road like every morning. Great job. I don't understand how most YouTubers don't lag while they're live. I just don't understand. Plus, I'm not even that famous. I only have 19 subs anyway. I find that famous. Somewhat. I enjoy all of my subs. I enjoy everyone who watches my videos. I'm drinking water. I was drawing my nose into a tissue, so I had to just move with one hand. Let me turn this up. It's super duper quiet. And why it's like super duper quiet is because whenever I go off of my computer, it turns the volume down. Let me go up here. Items basket. Ah, stay away. Oh, I almost ran into eggs. Also, if there's any comments on my videos or posts, I will pin because I feel like it. Just please don't put too many comments because I don't really check comments that often. If all of you are just randomly commenting on my videos about random stuff, I won't really pay you. Because they're just trying to get a pin. But I don't understand why are pins like important? Okay, 97 pins. Oh, I don't go to 40. Or I mean, I can at least do the 5 floors. Just I don't think I can go to 5 floors. The machines I can do easily, and the meters. Just the ability, I'll do after. I will do runs after this. Let's type it in chat. I don't really want that. That's the elevator. Ew! I hate flight. Oh, it's someone. No! I didn't see the machine here. It's gonna suck. Just, no! I just used my instructions. What is like really rude? No! I had a really good feeling that was gonna happen. Daughter of mine, I have a gift that is so divine. Freak you! Daughter of mine, I have a gift that is so divine. Freak you! I had a bad feeling that was gonna happen. I had a really bad feeling. But as long as I survive, then I survive. Oh dang, I haven't checked like half the map. I'm already on the third machine and I know where the last is. I'm just looking for items. I haven't checked this one side. Tape. Guys, I'm sorry if I'm so stuffy. It's because it's allergy season. I threw away my handkerchief. I just threw it on my desk. I'm like, no, I don't want to die. And it's because it's spring and I'm allergic to pollen. My GF got me flowers. She got me flowers, but they're fake. Don't worry, because I'm allergic to pollen and she knows. I'm gonna wear a special dress tomorrow because I'm getting arm warmers today, and I'm gonna wear my pink ones because they look peachy, and my dress is peachy. Like they look like a peach is pink. Peaches, a peach is pink. Ah, I'm really laggy, like really laggy. The card. Shelly, 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 Shelly. Shelly, 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 Shelly. Shelly, Shelly. I hate these things. I hate the stamina candies because they look like band-aids when they're far away. Who was it? Oh, Poppy. At least you weren't Flight. Thank you so much, Poppy. I hate Flight. Like, extremely. Flight has to be, like, the worst twisted. Including Gigi. Okay, Poppy. Please, sweetheart. I will do a Poppy solo a different time. Probably during spring break. But then I'll do boxing. We so laggy. Let me do this machine. Then I'll go over in that little room and then I'll do the rest. Yeah. Wait, what's my machines? 103. Let's go. My goal only is only 20 subscribers. And I have 19 right now. So I'm waiting. My phone is literally a kid's account for some reason. And I'm like, what? Why do I have a kid's account? It is a YouTube account. Because my dad said it as a kid account, saying, "Oh, you're just a little baby," and I'm like, "What?" I'm, and then I say my age. It's private, and then I'm like, "What? Come on!" And I say my age. I'm like, "I was that years old. How dare you think I'm a baby?" I'm almost a blank. Community. No, 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 not you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. You. I hate you. I hate you. Go die. 94% pick me. Bro, who's a pick me? What is this? I'm watching YouTube, by the way. While I'm live. It's on my phone.
This case takes us to Essex, where a woman named Jennifer Cronin had a daughter named Susan. The two were extremely close. Susan really looked up to her mother ever since she was a child and wanted her to be proud and approve of her choices. This included finding a husband. So around the late 80s, early 90s, when Susan was working as a hairdresser, she met a construction worker named Kieran Lynch, who was 3 years older than herself. And Susan really loved Kieran. He seemed like a caring man that was also hardworking. Susan thought that she and Kieran could do an amazing job of raising a family. But Susan had to make sure that her parents, specifically her mother Jennifer, also liked Kieran, and she did. Ultimately, Kieran and Susan got married in the mid 90s and had two daughters, Tilda and Molly. For a while, the Lynches seemed like an ideal family with two loving parents and children who loved them back. Jennifer was frequently visiting her granddaughter each time. But little did anyone know that what was seen on the outside did not reflect the internal workings of the relationship between Kieran and Susan. You see, Kieran was someone who not only wanted but felt that he needed a path of working long and physically taxing work hours every single week. In Kieran's mind, this was the bare by his family. And as you could imagine, Kieran was often mentally and physically exhausted, leading to outbursts of rage. At first, this manifested through yelling and smashing objects. When the stress was too much for Kieran to handle, he would resort to alcohol and make the situation worse. At times, he would even lash out against his family, the
No.
people that he was working so hard to support. So, on the mornings after one of his violent, he would apologize to his wife and kids and say that he will do better. But time after time, Kieran just slipped back into bouts of anger. Susan started asking herself how Kieran went from such a kind man to someone so unstable. She hoped that with time, Kieran would eventually return to his past self, so she didn't tell anyone about his violent outbursts, in fear that someone might report him to authorities. The daughters also seemed to understand their mother's sentiments and tried their best to comfort her. When friends and family of Susan's would ask about how her husband, she would tell lies in order to hide the stressful situation that she was in. Lies worked temporarily. One
No.
day, one of Susan's friends was out and about and saw a man that looked strikingly similar to Kieran. So she tapped a guy on the back and asked, "Is that you, Kieran?" And when the man turned around, she kind of jumped a bit. The man had an extremely lean and haggard appearance, but she could tell that this was indeed Kieran. As a result of his poor mental health stress, Kieran had lost an immense amount of weight. But along with the stress, there was another factor to blame for his drastic change in appearance. Sometime in 2014 to 2015, Susan was doing the laundry and was in the process of emptying the pockets of
Speed.
Kieran's work uniform. And inside one of these pockets, she found a tube of substance amongst other items. Again, Susan was well aware of the hardships Kieran was going through and the stress he was dealing with, but he had no idea that Kieran was using such substances. Susan didn't know what to do next, but eventually confronted Kieran about her discovery. Kieran was furious at first, but begged her not to tell their kids about this. Susan agreed that keeping the kids out of this discussion would probably be the best option, but she wanted Kieran to seek professional help so that they could put an end to
Poor kids,
all of
bro.
this drama. Kieran just remained silent with no response. Over the following weeks, Susan started large transactions on her credit card statements and knew that Kieran was the one behind them. She confronted her husband about these purchases, but she was met with animosity. And it was at this point where the relationship really turned for the worst. There was, of course, violence in the past, but now Kieran was threatening Susan's life as well as his own. Susan was getting to the point where she felt as though she was backed into a corner with no options. She really wanted to tell her mother Jennifer about this and get her advice. But deep down, she felt that if she involved her mother, she might be in danger as well. So Susan knew that if drastic measures weren't taken, something bad was eventually going to happen. So she ended up parting ways with after
Bro, Kieran looks ugly.
Susan deeply cares for Kieran despite all the hardships that she had been through. Kieran was reluctant to say goodbye, but later agreed that this was probably the best choice for both of them and their children. For a few years, Susan and her children really enjoyed their new lives. There was never the stress of wondering whether Kieran might come home one night. And the former couple occasionally talked to each other, but over time, this became more rare. Eventually, Susan had completely moved on from Kieran and met a new man named Mike. And I should mention, Susan and Kieran hadn't gone through an official divorce yet. The two had simply agreed that they would go off and live separate lives. So Susan called Kieran one day to organize a meetup and discuss her intentions to officially divorce. She informed Kieran that she had met a new man and was really happy with him, and their daughters, Matilda and Molly, also seemed to like him as well. And Kieran seemed to be genuinely happy for Susan and their daughters. He agreed to sign the divorce, and the two spent the day. Susan told Kieran that he was going to find a spend like right as Susan's life seemed to be going perfectly.
What? What? Give me. No.
It did a complete 180. On January 11th, 2018, Susan was bombarded with angry and violent text messages sent by Kieran. In stark contrast, Kieran was now threatening Susan's life. He demanded $60,000 in cash in return for his signature on the divorce papers. Kieran added, saying that he left everything else to Susan, so the least money. But before Susan could escalate the situation, Kieran had showed up to her home. He was on the patio with a hammer, smashing everything in sight. Susan immediately ran to find a place. But when they arrived, Kieran was nowhere to explain the situation to authorities, stating that Kieran had a bad history with alcohol and other substances, and that they may be the cause for this attack. Right as police were about to leave, Kieran showed up again and tried to get inside of the home, but obviously police stopped that from happening. At first, police were actually about to let Kieran go, but after he started flailing around and showing the officers, arrested. As they handcuffed him and sat him down in their cruiser, he started shouting obscenities towards Susan, who was watching the whole event unfold.
W
Kieran was facing
officers.
3 charges consisting of possessing a dangerous weapon, causing property damage, and displaying
No, it's
minor threatening
you.
behavior. A little over 2 months
You
later, on
suck.
March 9th, Kieran was granted bail and told to not go anywhere near Susan, her daughters, or the home. But Kieran didn't listen to this at all. He constantly called Susan's phone as well as their daughter's phones. Susan stated that between the three, they would receive anywhere from 80 to 100 calls or texts a day. Kieran even showed up to the home a few times as well. Even after informing authorities that Kieran was violating his bail conditions, he was never arrested. Kieran even
What?
called emergency services, saying that he was going to end it all, but authorities rushed to his location to defuse the situation, and they weren't successful. They insisted that Kieran talk to a professional therapist as soon as possible, and he agreed. Then, the very next day, he was back to his antics of messing with his former family. He did things like sneak into the garage of Susan's residence and turn off the power and throw various items around in the front yard. Kieran even started visiting his former mother in law Jennifer's home and knocking on her windows before fleeing. Once again, Susan called authorities, stating that not only was her life in danger, but her daughter's and her mother's as well. But police more or less disregarded her concerns, saying that Kieran was no real threat and that this was normal for couples going through divorce. Then, unexpectedly, Kieran started hurling charged messages
What?
towards his own daughters.
No.
About this, they
No. Thank goodness they brought. No.
so Susan took Matilda and stayed the night at a friend's house while Molly was sent to stay with her grandma, Jennifer. On the first night that Molly was sent to Jennifer's, she received several phone calls, all of which were silent. Nobody responded at all when Jennifer asked if it was on the other end. Then, around 2 Molly noticed what looked to be a man in the backyard. Jennifer and Molly hid inside the house and called police, also spam texting Susan's phone, telling her that Kieran might be there. The police said that they were understaffed, so there would be a delay in sending someone over. But luckily, nothing had happened that night. An officer did a brief search of the property, but found no signs of Kieran.
Oh,
Fast
Kieran.
forward to
Oh.
March 13th, 2018, this entire case comes to its peak. Susan stopped by her mother's home to pick up Molly. She comforted and reassured her mother that they would be fine in the end. Jennifer lived alone after her husband died several years ago. Jennifer wasn't so much worried for herself, but more so for Susan and her kids. While Jennifer was out in her garden with her dog, Susan and Molly were inside the home preparing some drink. Out of nowhere, Kieran comes out charging towards Jennifer. It was around 10:50 to 11 a.m. when this occurred. As Kieran came face to face with his former mother in law, he started dousing her in petrol while calling her all of these terrible names. Susan witnessed all of this happening from a window and called police, who advised her to create as much distance from Kieran as possible. Susan sprinted out of the home with her daughter, but realizing that she couldn't leave her mother behind, Susan went back to try and help her. But right as she came into view of Kieran and her mother, Kieran poured what remained of the fluid on himself and sparked a lighter. It's Jennifer caught fire. The fire was reported, and alongside police arrived firefighters. When the fire had subsided, both Kieran and Jennifer were on the brink of death. Susan used these exact words to describe Kieran. He looked like pink charred meat. She also shared in a later interview that she believed Kieran targeted her mother because she knew that it would hurt her more than killing anyone else. He knew how close I was to my mom, and he knew how much we meant to each other, and I think it was the biggest way of hurting me.
No.
So Kieran and Jennifer were transported to the hospital. Ultimately, they come to the wounds and died. Matilda and Molly still had that image of their father being a kind, hardworking man, so it was tough for them to accept the horrible crime he had just committed. When they visited him in the hospital, his entire face was unrecognizable. 72-year-old Jennifer had similar injuries to all along her body. And at first, doctors thought that there was a slight chance that they could save her, but as I just shared, they did end up failing. She was able to fight on for about 2 weeks before ultimately dying on the 30th. Her injuries were just way too severe. Susan stated that her mother had lost all of her hair due to the attack, but despite how gruesome her end was, Susan said that she looked so serene in her last moments.
No.
In January of 2019, it was determined that Jennifer was unlawfully killed and Kieran had died by. Law enforcement has faced immense scrutiny from the public with this case, despite knowing about
No, I
Kieran's
feel bad
unstable
for
mental health and
Jennifer.
tumultuous relationship with various substances. They never took necessary steps to ensure that he was up to no harm. So this next case is also foreign, but this one takes it has very scarce details available in English. So I had to translate some Swedish articles and sources to research. I tried to look over a bunch of different translated readings to make sure the details were correct, but there might be a few things that got lost in translation. Lisa Holm is the name of a 17-year-old girl in Sweden who mysteriously disappeared in June of 2015. As more and more details were unraveled about her case, it was soon realized that Lisa was a victim of a terrible life.
What?
Lisa was born on February 7th,
It's just like the other thing that happened with me in flight. Bro.
Lisa was like any other teenager who enjoyed kind, and her mother described her as an immensely caring and compassionate young woman. Around the time when she graduated from high school, she found a job at a cafe located in Blomberg, which was about 30 to 40 minutes from her home. Lisa had plans to go to university the following school year
That's my
and
dad.
pursue a degree in social sciences. At this age, young adults tend to look for more time and opportunities to act. Lisa was no different. Her father had purchased this moped for her to use to get to and from work. And like any parent, this particular stage is very worrisome for them. So
No.
Lisa's dad accompanied her to work for the first weeks just to make sure that there weren't any issues. So by June 7th, both of Lisa's parents were comfortable with her making the journey to work alone. Lisa reached the cafe
No, I
without
hate
issue, and
you.
her shift proceeded as expected. Lisa, along with a couple of her coworkers, were responsible for closing up the shop. So after they were done wiping down all the equipment, cleaning up the floors, Lisa sent a text to her dad at about 6:20 p.m. This was the first time that Lisa went out on her own, so she just wanted to let her parents know that everything was fine and she was on her way back now. Her mom and dad were relieved to hear that there were no issues and told Lisa that they looked forward to hearing about her day. Again, the drive from Skavda, Lisa's home, and Blomberg, the location of the cafe, could have taken Lisa no longer than 40 or so minutes to finish. So once the clock struck 7:30, Lisa's dad started to worry. He called Lisa's phone over and over and over, but no one picked up. He didn't even want to think about the possibility that something bad had happened. So he just got on the path to Blomberg, hoping that he would cross paths with Lisa at some point down the road. However, at no point in the actual drive did he see Lisa. So he went ahead and completed the journey all the way to the cafe in Blomberg.
No.
Instantly, the father felt this sense of release course through his body. So he goes inside of the cafe and looks for Lisa. But he just can't seem to find her. He tells the manager that he's looking for his daughter, Lisa Holm, but they tell him that she left. Now it became clear that something was definitely wrong. The manager realizes that Lisa is missing, so while her father searches the area, the manager contacts police. Outside, Lisa's dad realized that the keys were still in the moped. He couldn't think of any good scenario where Lisa would intentionally leave her keys behind. So his mind shifted to the
Did she get
possibility of
kidnapped?
Lisa being abducted. Both police and Lisa's family searched for her for several days but couldn't find her. What they did find were her phone case, a receipt, a ticket, and a phone screen that had been destroyed. There was also a glove that was located in this barn that was nearby the cafe. But the strange thing about this glove was that the barn it was found in was actually searched the first day that Lisa went missing, but it wasn't found until a day or two later. All of these items were confirmed to belong to Lisa. Then on Wednesday the 10th, more items of Lisa's were found. These included some earrings and her license. The earrings were found in that same barn where her glove was found, and it was on this day that
Nah, bro,
authorities
this is
finally
scary.
released Lisa's name to the public. You see, the days prior, investigators actually kept Lisa's name a secret and only revealed that there was a teenage girl that had gone missing on the 7th of June. After Lisa's identity was made
Dude,
public, a
that's my
massive search party of over
that's
1,000 people came forward to
my
help
birthday is
search,
June
and one of the
22nd.
volunteers to give that barn another search, and he found excrement. Authorities, for
I'm not
whatever
saying
reason,
weird.
believe that this was from whoever abducted Lisa. With this new and improved larger search party, a lot more ground could be covered. One group of volunteers decided to take a look at a nearby farm. But right as they were pulling up to it, two people came out to them and said, "Hey, we already searched the spot and there's nothing." So the group trusted them and left. But later on, a couple of people from that group said that the two people that confronted them were really suspicious. So they told police about them and they searched the area anyway. Hidden among some branches, they found Lisa's jacket and helmet. And nearby was this sort of rundown shed slash trailer that looked almost abandoned. Authorities set their sights there to search next. And immediately after opening the door, this foul odor just burst through that opening. There was one part of the trailer that seemed to grab everyone's attention. In one corner were these lockers, and they were all closed except for one. The one locker left open seemed to be filled with clothing and other items. Investigators got closer and started pulling back some of the clothes, and then they saw her, Lisa. Lisa's lifeless body had been hidden away behind all of the various items in that locker.
No.
Part of her clothing had been removed, and there was also a rope around her neck. Additionally, someone had placed tape across her mouth. Investigators were able to find foreign DNA on Lisa as well as on the items they recovered that day. Now, this particular area, specifically the land where the barn and this shed slash trailer were, is called the Bartorp Estate. And there is also a home on the property which housed two brothers and one of their wives. The brothers were Lithuanian citizens, and to my understanding, they were simply working on the farm. Authorities ended up arresting the trio, and after some investigation into them, one of the brothers matched the DNA found on Lisa. This brother's name was Nerejus Belevicius. He was born on March 3rd, 1980, putting him in his mid 30s at the time of the crime. So I'd like to go back and discuss the barn. Again, some
Why were they
information may have
doing
been
this?
skewed with translation, and I believe this is the case with the barn. But if you recall, I stated that there were various items found within the barn, but it took several visits on different days to thoroughly investigate this barn. And from the pictures and video I saw of it, I just didn't understand why that was the case. It didn't seem like it was massive from the outside, and from the pictures I saw of the inside, it wasn't exactly like there were hidden or anything. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about was that after authorities had arrested Nerejus, they went back to the barn and stated that there was a room inside that overlooked the cafe where Lisa worked. And again, this wasn't some hidden room; it was just there in plain sight. In this room, there was this window that could watch people coming in and out of the cafe. On both that window and the wall right underneath it, investigators found Nerejus's bodily fluids all dried up, some of which had been discolored and had been there for a very long time. And it was either a news outlet or people in the public that later dubbed this the melting room. Lisa's coworkers told police that they actually saw Nerejus and his brother looking at them through that window almost every day. But of course,
The
they had
what?
no idea what they were doing, so they thought of it. In that room, there was also a piece of rope tied to this pipe coming out of the wall that also had traces of Lisa's DNA. When medical officials inspected Lisa's body, they
The
didn't find any
milking
signs of.
room?
If you recall, there was Nerejus's DNA.
Shit,
So investigators tried to piece together what happened because Nerejus was really hard to deal with. Despite the staggering amount of evidence against him, he denied being the culprit. The following scenario is what police believed happened. When Lisa was leaving for work, Nerejus attacked Lisa before she could ride off. He moved her to the barn and then to that disgusting room where he had Lisa suspended by that pipe. Investigators do
no,
believe that
no,
Nerejus had
no.
the intention of Lisa, but he got too excited, hence the DNA on her body. And it was in that moment that Lisa lost her
No.
life after running out of oxygen. From there, Nerejus had no interest in the girl anymore, so he moved her to that locker in that little rundown shed. Initially, Nerejus, his brother, and his all gave alibis, but eventually his brother did give in and reveal the details of the crime. According to him, Nerejus had come home on the night when Lisa disappeared and went straight to the washing machine.
These are
He tossed his
disgusting
pants,
people.
shirt, socks, everything inside. Nerejus then told his brother that a girl had just gone missing and that since they were both Lithuanian and really close to where she worked, they would be suspected of being the ones responsible. So the two needed to come up with alibis that would. Nerjus didn't actually tell his brother that he killed Lisa. Nerjus went on trial in November of 2015 and was ultimately sentenced to life in prison. During his trial, it was revealed that Nerjus had a lot of dark and sadistic on his computer, which may have played a role in leading to his decision to attack Lisa. Prosecutors stated that Nerjus suspecting Lisa in the barn may have been something he had seen in one of his videos. In a somewhat shocking turn of events, Nerjus's lawyers actually tried to shift the blame to his brother, saying that he had framed Nerjus for the crime. But this obviously fell apart. The rest of Nerjus's family seemed to be innocent. And one more detail before we move on to some closing statements is that during the time when Lisa first went missing, there was this YouTube video posted to a channel called Lisa Home. It was titled 13, and the video showed a countdown, but the video ended before the timer could actually run all the way out. It's believed that the owner of this channel was Lisa's abductor at the time. And once that timer ran out completely, some big reveal with Lisa's whereabouts was going to be revealed. But it turned out that this entire YouTube channel was a sick prank. And I believe the original video and channel are gone, but there is a re-upload. So in 2016, Nerjus was locked up in a prison located within
Good.
Sweden, but in 2017, he was transferred to Lithuania. And he actually won an appeal, apparently, when he was transferred, which changed the sentence to 15 years. But then this was later retracted, and he was yet again given a life sentence. So thank God. But not like this would really matter, because in 2020, Nerjus was actually killed by another inmate. Officials did attempt to transport him to a hospital, but he was DOA. Apparently, Nerjus faced constant
Oh, damn.
harassment from other inmates while he was still imprisoned in Sweden, and this justified bullying, I guess you could call it, continued even after his transfer. It's rumored that at one point, someone dumped hot water that was borderline boiling on top of him.
No.
Ranger knows that
I hate that.
you every day. Your first call, an office building with a noisy AC unit. Time to put your experience.
Living in Monument, Colorado, was a 13-year-old boy named Dylan Redwine who lived with his mother Elaine and brother Corey.
Wine.
Dylan was one
That's
of the many
that already
unfortunate
sounds
children
suspicious.
who had to experience his parents separating at a young age. He regularly went on court-ordered visits with his father, Mark Redwine, who resided in the rugged and mountainous landscape of La Plata County, nestled in the southwestern area of Colorado. And you may assume that a son would rejoice whenever he gets the chance to spend more time with a parent that he isn't always with. However, this was not the case with Dylan. Dylan found little to no joy in spending time with his father and had intentionally avoided these encounters for several months. The root cause of this can be traced back to a distressing incident that occurred at his father's house the previous year. In the summer of 2011, specifically in June, Dylan, accompanied by his older brother Corey, visited his father's home. While the brothers were using their father's laptop, they inadvertently stumbled upon some very disturbing images. At the time, Mark was asleep, so the brothers took the laptop and ran to the bathroom and locked themselves in. Displayed on the screen were
I love
images
that
of
hip
their
hop.
father clad in a wig and woman's lingerie, cradling what seemed to be a soiled diaper. The brothers went through all the
What?
images, and that's when they realized something. Their father appeared to be consuming the contents of the diaper. Corey brought out his phone and took pictures of these unsettling images, marking a turning point in how Dylan perceived his father. So, over the following year, Dylan distanced himself, becoming more withdrawn and fighting for the decision to confront his father about.
My Wi-Fi? My Wi-Fi is full.
about this discovery. On November 19th, 2012,
Yeah,
a
it
court
was promised.
mandate made Dylan visit his father for Thanksgiving. Dylan's mother, Elaine, didn't really want to send him off, though, since she recognized he changed in his behavior. He was showing obvious signs of distress and discomfort. For what reason, though, she had no idea. In the end, Dylan agreed, but before he went off, he went to his brother Corey and gave him a request. Asked him to send over
What's
those
that
images that
hitbox?
they took from their father's laptop. Dylan was mustering up the courage and confidence to ask his father about these images and hopefully share the information with his brother Corey when he got back. However, Corey would never get to see his brother ever again. On November 18th, 2012, Mark Redwine picked up his son from the airport. Surveillance footage at both the airport and a local Walmart in Durango showed little interaction between the father and son. Apparently, Dylan asked his father if he could spend the night with a friend upon arrival, but Mark insisted otherwise, and they both spent the evening at Mark's residence. Through text messages, Dylan organized a visit to his friend's house at around 6:30 a.m. the following morning, with his last known communication on his phone occurring at 9:37 p.m. the previous night. When Dylan's friend texted him at around 6:46 a.m. on November 19th, asking about where he was, there was no response. On the night of November 19th, 2012, Mark reported that his 13-year-old son, Dylan, was missing. News of Dylan's disappearance spread fast, leading to a large search and rescue operation. After Dylan went missing, his dad acted in a way that seemed strange for a parent whose child is lost. Mark stayed home and he didn't even try to find Dylan. When media went to interview him, he seemed rather withdrawn. Months were invested into the search effort, but due to the rough terrain and high elevation of Durango, little success was made. Despite numerous efforts to locate him, Dylan remained missing and no new information came in about his whereabouts. On January 31st, 2013, Mark participated in an exclusive interview blaming himself for his son's disappearance. According to Mark, Dylan was asleep when he woke up that morning, and upon returning from running some errands, he discovered that his son was missing. Now, the public initially sympathized with the father, not knowing any better, but the public will soon learn how undeserving Mark was of this sympathy. On June 26th, 2013, the case would make new headlines, but not for the reasons people were hoping for. Human remains, including a segment of Dylan's shirt and a sock, were unearthed in a secluded location on Middle Mountain, roughly 8 miles from Mark's home. Following some testing, it was determined that the recovered remains were indeed those of the missing Dylan Redwine. When
No.
the search parties were informed about the location in which Dylan was found, they were taken aback as that particular area was very difficult to get to. It was tough to believe that a child who was unfamiliar with the area was able to find their way. This prompted the suspicion that foul play was involved. Mark Redwine subsequently became a person of interest, and the cause of his son's death was officially labeled as undetermined. Investigators uncovered traces of Dylan's blood in various parts of Mark's home, including the laundry room, living room, and kitchen. However, Mark vehemently denied any connection to his son's death. Only on November 1st, 2015, a full 2 years later, was Dylan's skull located. Autopsy findings
School?
indicated that the cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Nearly 2 years following the great discovery on July 22nd, 2017, Mark was apprehended in Bellingham, Washington. He faced charges of second-degree murder and child abuse related to Dylan's death. Following multiple delays, Mark's trial commenced on June 14th, 2021. The defense argued that the minimal amount of blood discovered in Mark's kitchen was infinitesimally small and could have occurred in any household. Defense attorney John Moran went further, asserting that using dog sniffing death scent techniques was deemed quote unquote junk science.
No.
Despite the defense's effort to explain Dylan's death accident, proposing that he might have wandered off and met his end due to the elements or an animal attack,
There's a
Mark
bug.
was declared guilty on all charges on July 16th. The unsettling photos presented to the jury played a crucial role in the verdict. It was ruled that Mark Redwine killed his son in a fit of rage after being shown the images. He was sentenced to 48 years in prison on October 8th, 2021. Mother and brother were devastated, and Corey said the following: "It's been nothing short of misery over the years." Corey also often thinks about how he could have helped protect Dylan. He said, "I can't bring Dylan back. I can't talk to Dylan, so I pray to him. I dream of him. Dylan is my 14
Wow.
years became in 16." At approximately 9:30 p.m.
Wait.
on June 3rd,
Um,
1991, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, a trucker named Eduardo Collin decided to call it a night and checked into a Super 8 motel. The motel staff observed that Eduardo appeared to be alone, yet he requested a room suitable for two people. Eduardo paid in cash for a one-night stay and was instructed to check out by 11 a.m. the following morning. He nodded, smiled, and proceeded toward his room. Throughout his stay, there was no communication from Eduardo. However, a few days later, motel staff noticed that Eduardo hadn't checked out. Finding this unusual, they sent a security guard to investigate why Eduardo hadn't left. Upon reaching the room, the guard saw a do not disturb sign on the door. He knocked but received no response. Attempting to turn the knob, he found out that the door was locked. After some effort using a screwdriver, the guard gained entry, but he realized the room was completely empty. On the table, there were bottles of beer, cigarettes, and several other items that didn't initially raise any concern. The guard continued his investigation and made his way into the bathroom. There, he made a grim discovery. Secured to the shower head, was the lifeless body of a woman. Despite clear signs of decay, medical investigators were certain that this unidentified woman had passed away on the very same day Eduardo checked into the motel. Additionally, traces of illicit substances were found in her body. And the image you're seeing on screen right now is the photo that was found on the room desk. The unsettling nature is the one detail most often remembered about the case. The woman appeared to be in her mid 20s to early 30s and stood at about 5 foot 7 inches tall. When motel staff was shown the image, they didn't recognize the woman, although they confirmed that the man in the photo was indeed Eduardo. Despite obtaining Eduardo's personal information from the motel staff and confirming that it was legitimate for the most part, it would take a couple of years before police could locate him, or rather, they would find his family. And it turned out that Eduardo had died. But here's the confusing part: police pulled out that photograph from the motel and shared it with the family, but they stated that the man in the picture was not Eduardo. Had no idea who the woman was. So, if this man was not Eduardo, then who could it be? Investigators went back to look at all of the clues and evidence that they had, and there was one piece that may shed some light on the case. On that motel room table is a scale with the name of George Martinez on it. Investigators believe that the device was primarily to organize illegal substances. This gave rise to theories suggesting that the female may have been a victim in a deal gone wrong. In an attempt to gather new information from the public about either people in the photo, the original version was altered. In this updated book, which is oddly enough even more unsettling, the woman appears with a more neutral expression. Fast forward to March 2021, police received a tip that suggested that the woman was named Becca, and that she was originally from California. And to my knowledge, this possible identity was never heavily looked into and was thus never confirmed. As for the man, police still have zero idea who he is and have yet to identify him. When Becca's body was discovered, it was believed that she had taken her own life. But there are too many
what?
people that suspect foul play was involved.
I'm just trying to get my
Andrew McCauley was
uniform.
an Australian mountaineer and sea kayaker born on August 7th, 1968. Andrew was a very ambitious individual that strived for the toughest of goals set by himself. In fact, in 2003, Andrew made the first nonstop crossing of a Bass Strait by a kayak. The very next year, he kayaked across the Gulf of Carpentaria. 2 years after that, he led an expedition in the Australian Antarctic Territory where the group crossed over 800 kilometers. It was becoming clear that Andrew was much too skilled for his own good. He needed that next challenge to really test himself. He set the goal of crossing the Tasman Sea in a standing kayak
Of
without
course
any
you saw
outside
me for
help.
that.
Now, it should be stated that this has been done before, but those adventurers all had custom kayaks that were built for extreme conditions. If successful, the journey was well over 900 miles and would take over a month to complete. Not only was the challenge going to be long, but it was also going to put his mentality to the test as Andrew was going to have little to nothing to eat or drink. Andrew was set on for his attempt in December of 2006, but quit only a night later. Institutional justice is something that
Only a night later. Like,
I
bro,
was
if you know you're gonna
but
quit, then
only
quit.
a night later. The reason being that the kayak was freezing cold and Andrew had no way of preserving any heat in his kayak. Luckily, Andrew was able to get home safely, but this small hiccup was not going to keep him away from the sea for very long as he returned to it in January of the next year. This time around, Andrew was all ready to come extreme temperatures that he would face out at sea. Andrew would frequently contact his family via radio and let them know he was doing great. He was about halfway done with the journey, and it seemed like smooth sailing from there on out. However, things were taking worse very quickly. As Andrew was
Everything
nearing the
does.
end, violent wind began to crash into his kayak, making the latter half of the trip significantly more difficult. This was not to mention the other conditions which have also worsened. And keep in mind, Andrew wanted to beat this challenge with a run-of-the-mill kayak. It was February 9th when Andrew made an emergency call saying, "Do you copy? This is Kayak 1. Do you copy? Over. I've got an emergency situation. I'm in a kayak about 30 kilometers from Milford Sound. I need a rescue. My kayak's sinking, fell off into the sea, and I'm going down." But rescue would not find Andrew until it was too late. In fact, they would never find Andrew at all. But what they did find
I'm
was his
gonna find
kayak
Andrew.
bobbing in the sea about 30 nautical miles from the journey's endpoint. This discovery was made on February 12th. That Andrew's kayak came with this fiberglass dome cover that was supposed to provide shelter for him. Now, whenever his kayak would flip over, the way the dome was constructed, Andrew needed to exit the kayak and flip it over manually. It's believed that Andrew somehow lost this dome, ultimately leading to the crime. Andrew's remains were never located, but on the kayak to himself in his final moments.
So Dandy,
Stars in West Virginia,
Gushes,
Skylar Neese, a 16-year-old
Gushes.
girl with her parents David and Mary. During her childhood, Skylar had a best friend named Morgan Lawrence. In the earlier years of their friendship,
You literally have shiz. That that is shiz. Crap. Actual crap. I can't even get to flip that. Like, please, 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 please. My line is like really bad. Okay. We're just gonna stop watching this. Because I just want to hear this. Get no distractions. And get no distractions. Guys, I need to lock in. I'm not locked in. There's nothing wrong. I'm not locked in. This is like my 10th run now. And I still need that Yada skin. Ah! Sniff. Yada skin. I'm just so close. I have 493 ichor. Maybe if I play as a stealthy too, that would get me better. No. They can still see me. Even brushes, you can see me this time as a shrimp. I need my chair. Ow. It bit me. Why not play as another tune other than Shelly? What is this? What is this called? What is this run called? Oh, why don't you just play as another tune? Like Kitty. I bet she's better than Shelly. What is this live called? What is it called? Tell me. Tell me. What is this live called? What is it called? Ooh, we should play as other tunes. Ooh, we should just be anyone else than Shelly and burn everyone alive. This solo run is called Shelly Solo. Shelly Solo. Shelly Solo. And I'm near telling me to be a different tune. It's called the Shelly Solo for a reason. this, this this is what it looks like. I am so, 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 so disappointed. Like, ooh, you should play as Gigi. No. Hold on. If I do this, and I do this, and I do that, and I do that, and I do this, and I put that, and I put that. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But I only have WebM vids. Ugh. It won't let me collab. Wow. I can't believe Flip a Clip. Yes. I'm trying to cook you. I'm trying to cook. I am trying. No, it keeps. There. I'm trying to cook. Can I not go full screen? Oh, open. Bang. I'm trying. Why is it? It won't. I don't want to install TikTok. Excuse me. No. It's making me want to. Can I skip? What do I do? It won't. This app sucks. This sucks, bro. What is this, bro? What is this? This is waste of time. I'm gonna need to open my tab again. Yes, there we go.
I'm about to convince my grandma that her banana. Where are you going? You could get a banana. Can I have a banana too? My grandma does not like to eat fruit at all. Can't wake her up with big bread. I'm gonna wake up. I'm about to convince my grandma that she got elected for president. They're about to elect the brand new president. Put your name in one of the top three candidates. Hurry, quick, this thing. Look, this thing. I'm about to convince my grandma. I'm in for her. Right. Come in for you. God, the white eyes that has hit your guy. I'm telling you, because I'm about to convince my grandma. Where are you going? You could get a banana. Can I have a banana too? My grandma does not like to eat fruit at all. Can't wake her up with big bread. I'm gonna wake up. I'm about to convince my grandma that she got elected for president. So let's get go away. So let's get go away. I was acting. I was acting. I was acting.
Oh heck no, bro! This what did you just find? Okay. Okay. I want that new Yada skin. Yada 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 yada. Yada yada. So just play us another song. Like, I bet she's better than that. What is this like? Oh, what is it? Oh, tell me, tell me. What's this? What is this? Oh, let's play us to just anyone else but Shelly. I burned everyone. Oh, ah, this solo run is Shelly solo. Shelly solo. Solo. I I'm curious. I also feel kind of that this comes here. Last night, walls for like I'll have some base review in the Comic Con in October. What she looked like. Through the pictures and videos of people who attended, we were able to see well and what she looks like in real life. So now kids have more myself. However, recently a video all started being spread around TikTok, which was that TikTok that I talked about finding out. The video at first was filming on one false that the booth was taken by a fan at New York Comic Con. The text on the video reads, Melissa, something not to show the video because I don't want to show that kind of stuff on my page, but it's been circulating on TikTok. To mildly put what happened without showing it, she makes a version of it. When I first saw this, I shut my phone off and stared at the wall display for like a solid 5 minutes. While it's obviously AI generated, I was thinking to myself, how could someone take such a wholesome moment of a fan meeting their favorite game developer and turn it into something like this? How does somebody do this to somebody else? She is a person, not a public persona. She has family, friends, so many people look up to her, and she's a real person. Somebody took her real face and took her real body. Not only is this a disgusting lack of respect, but it's also a lack of privacy and consent. It's never okay to somebody else. It's never okay to make a deep fake of the defense of their religion, no matter how much you love or despise that person. Well, this, of course, because she's the creative this platform, which was its own books. Global kids who don't know how to tell them from reality can see things like this just randomly popping up on TikTok. For these kids to constantly not be watching. While some people may feel like it doesn't matter because it's not real and it's made by AI, that's exactly why it matters. With generative AI development, Wow, I'm already on one hard.
now and tomorrow, everything could be different. While AI is a double-edged sword, it didn't create the deception. It just made it effortless. I hope you're able to take something away from the video. Please stop using generative AI, support real artists, and stop making this disgusting shit well or any other celebrity or public figure. They are real people too.
With over 500,000, Walmart has everything you need to completely make over your backyard this year.
Dad, what do you think?
Daniel just released a new skin. Look, the details of unlock skin. Something really weird has been going on. You see, I'm so okay. Well, I kind of am, but like, okay, right now, you guys know this skin, springtime yada, the April skin that came up last. You know that skin early rotation. So how? Well, we just how she wants to bring it back, but that doesn't stop from all this weird that's been going on. You see, throughout the entirety of the day, Well has just been posting this, and I mean a lot. We have once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 8. Give you the chance. Either way, Ash has the courage to fight to ask either our words. What does this mean? And Paul replied, in due time, we'll know. Be patient today. And then sent the picture again. Okay, well, what even is a picture? What is something that's very on a machine, but upside down on wheels, but he's driving. This is update time when you search mobile. Okay, so when you search mobile, I can't help feel like that's getting up. Both of us to be patient. So we know something was going to be up. Something big enough. Well, we search mobile, and so we don't have to go with the or rather, skip to Okay, wait. We're doing the and what how we can get run stuff. It's here to stay. Now that it's dials, you'll already have the first three to those ones. You thought it was okay, so it first little word kind of have right? Okay, I got it. You basically got it last year, you basically have to follow because you didn't have to spend time. Okay, I got it. How about those? Yes. Okay, tell me, I literally like it have some these you had to put the research. That's this is all those research. What just would you do? It's all about loyalty to the precision. Now listen to enter this. Research this time before the time is up. Thank you for playing. And I was so we are gonna go out but you guys okay at the bottom you can see that Twisted Dandy popped out. You guys see that? He came out. He came out, he said hello, and then literally said hi. Okay, so I do the Twisted Dandy and talked about getting a ball. Like, have more joysticks and dropping chains along. Stay the head of the new skin. Research experience. So we're gonna go ahead and check that out. Various they had stuff in the game. Yeah, let's go ahead and catch this skin, baby. Okay, so let's do as well, Shay. I joined the game. I pressed the little setting icon. I did press the big color button. And right here in this input code, I put in Princess Sabine. And which I will now have for the foreseeable future. We cannot see our April skin here in that skin shop. That's all right. I'll do it. That's simple. Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't have any like trail or anything, but I love it. Like, actually, very. It kind of reminds me of Fall Guys. All look how other April Fools shenanigans going on. All right, the real.
The last found it. Duh. Well, dang it. I need to AFK anyway. Um. back. I am officially back from my AFK. I did not mean to take like an hour. I was watching this NASA spaceship go into and it was yeah it I need to do homework, but thankfully I have my phone with me, so uh, I can cheat. I mean, I wouldn't really call it cheating. Dang.
Goodbye, high school. I survived. I will never suffer again. Never. Goodbye, high school. I survived. I will
No.
never.
You prefer mom or dad? Zoe, go to your bed.
very low.
Preferred.
Mom? Boy, episodes has been fun. There's one character that people seem to be avoiding. One before and right was popular like me, and it was cited up in the work. They skip many episodes because it's teaching my 4-year-old how to be a rat. This has over 2,000 uploads, but unlike before, it's disappointing. Looking at its accurate description of a dog, cancer tantrum is perfectly healthy at that age. Muffin is pretty. She's fine. Even I want to see if Muffin was for myself. So I watched everything your Muffin episode to find out what the people are about her character. To understand what some people do like her. The song is vibrant. Well, not her. Some territory. My Muffin, that's the main channel in this episode. Yeah, but the Muppet does not have the same parents as Louie and Bingo. And while Bandit, Louie and Bingo's dad, gets a lot of praise, Stripe, Muppet's dad, gets considerably less because of moments like this. Now, do adults make mistakes? Yes, but in this case, the bigger mistake was turning the mistake into a good thing. When Muppet wonders why Stripe didn't obey the rule of slowing down at a yellow light, he says this was a special case. Muppet would then ask if Stripe is special and if she is special. And he says, Muppet, you're my special kid in the whole world. The seeds are now planted for the chaos that happens in the rest of this episode, but already you can see a few things. Muppet respects Stripe's word a lot, and Stripe's loves Muppet a lot. Muppet would hear that she's the most special girl in the world, and that would feed into her actions, such as not wiping her feet when she steps into Bluey's home. While she is 3 at this point in the show, there's a clear conversation to have here. If Muppet thinks that she's so special, was she trying to cause harm to Chip by not wiping her feet? No, she just took the wrong message from her father, the wrong message about her wrong action. So who's at fault here? Louie and Bingo are playing by grade if things go wrong, because one of them is more special than the others. Some of the comments underneath my judo video had the sentiment that people just don't seem to enjoy children, and that might be true. But I think a small but loud part of the fandom do enjoy children, just only when they're quiet, light, and behaving. And that's what I want to talk about. You see, I was a quiet child, so I understand the stress and discomfort you can feel around a loud child who doesn't want to listen to you. I can understand that people have lots of empathy for her in this situation. But let's make it very clear. This show has tons of episodes where they don't have to learn lessons too. Just because they don't have to learn this lesson doesn't mean it isn't an important lesson to learn. In fact, strong feelings towards how it's acting right now, I would argue it's reasons have a character like that in this show learn this lesson. In fact, one of the lessons they've been struggling with for the course of the show, if you see it, is put here.
You want to listen to music on YouTube with the screen on, without buying the premium version, and without using any.
For the past like 10 years, everybody's been telling me to watch the amazing video. And so today, I'm finally doing it. It's my first time watching it. I have no idea what to expect. To me, it looks like a little kid show. I don't know. Let's go. Okay, which one? My I'm your ringmaster, and I'm here to show you the most jaw-dropping, pocket-stopping, isn't that great, Bubble? No, that's not what's going on. Let's get right to the show. What am I watching, chat? Trust me, it's good, guys. I'm 32 seconds in. This feels like SpongeBob.
What am I watching right now? Trust me, it's actually good. Okay, sorry. I'll keep watching. Why is this low-key giving Poppy playtime, bro? Why is it low-key giving Poppy playtime? This is some baby shit. Bro, I don't think this is a baby show. This is a 5-year-old show. I feel like it's going to be good. I feel like you guys are saying that, but I feel like it's actually good. It's giving Poppy playtime. Wait, that's Poppy, right?
Is this one of your NPCs, or is this a new sucker? Because if it's a new character, we're gonna have to redo this whole theme song. I'm not doing that again.
My, do they swear in this?
A new human has entered this realm.
It's scary? No way you guys just said this is scary. Bro, I'm about as scared as a morbidly obese person is when they go to McDonald's. Okay, I am the polar opposite of scared right now. Who said I'm supposed to be scared? All right, bro.
Just keep grabbing at it.
Yes.
That'll work for all of us.
What's going on? I put on some weird headset and now I'm here. Who are you people? Why can't I take it off? Where?
Let's just try to calm down. Everything's gonna be okay, new stuff.
Wait, so she was a human and she got trapped in this?
We've all been through this. You just
We all know that's a story that happened to you. Oh! I can't ever make that. You know what, bro? I'm gonna stop reading the chat.
need to get your head.
Now, my dear, we can't have any of that foul language around here. The amazing digital circus is a place to be enjoyed by all ages. You, my friend,
Don't spoil it, chat.
incredible world of wonders where anything can happen, except for swearing.
Wait, let me try. Shit, fuck. Looks like he's wrong.
Oh my god. Well, how do I, leave?
Well, don't freak out about it or anything, but we don't exactly.
You can't.
What?
Jax. But he's right. Welcome to your new home. And your new body.
A new home? What do you mean?
Guys, don't be mean.
We've been stuck here for years. Old Kinger over there's supposedly been here the longest.
Did someone say something about an insect collection?
That's why he's crazy.
So did they all put on VR headsets and they got teleported in this?
Get it? This is a dream, and I should just play along until I wake up, right?
Whatever you say, kid.
They broke my comedy mask.
So, Kane, we having a new adventure today for the newbie or what?
I'd like to give our brand new member a tour of the circus grounds first. Off we go! Here we have the tent. This is where your living quarters are, as well as all sorts of other activities.
Oh, parents, people are saying don't look at chat. I'm not looking at it, bro. They said it's corny, it's cringe. I don't know, chat. I'm kind of liking it so far. It's not that corny. It's kind of interesting. So they put on a VR headset, they got teleported here, and they don't know what's happening. I'm catching up.
Activities may include ball pits, mini golf, and more. And here we have the grounds. Drown yourself in the digital lake or engage in ridery at the digital carnival. Right? Okay, it's all okay. The choice is yours. Let's pick the thing.
Is that all there is?
Of course not. This is the void.
We don't venture out into the void. Even I know what's out there. We stay right here, where I can keep my hundreds of all-seeing eyes on you.
Chat, is Cade back? I feel like he's back.
Hello, Gabe.
Is he back?
Get out of here before the moon gets frisky.
Why does the moon get frisky? Okay, yo, chat. Somebody needs to answer me in the chat. Why did the moon, bro? Why does the moon get frisky? Oh boy, chat. What am I watching right now? What are we about to get into? Oh my gosh!
Wait, what's that?
Whoa! Clean up on aisle U.
Ew.
Why do you like this?
Wait. What was that exit door I saw out there? Is that a way to leave?
What exit? If there was a way to leave, I'm pretty sure we'd have all left by now.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I assure you, there is no magical exit door. You're probably just experiencing digital hallucinations from your mind's transition to the digital plane.
Wait, I saw an exit door too. This is nostalgic. I used to watch this as a kid, bro. If you're watching my stream right now, you are definitely still a kid.
I swear I saw it.
Digital hallucinations. How about we talk about something else? Your name.
My name? My name is, God.
Nobody can remember their name once they enter the digital circus. One of the few things I don't have control over are your minds. So all I can help you with is coming up with a new one.
What's my name?
Don't you worry your little head. Your new name can be anything. Hereby calling your chosen name and your names may not reach the digital circus user license agreement stating that your name may not include objectionable content. Objectionable content includes but is not limited to sexually explicit materials, obscene, defamatory, language, violent, and/or unlawful content or profanity. What are you thinking?
Watch episode 8, guys. I have to start on episode 1, where nothing is going to make sense.
Don't care, just pick anything.
Let's see. What do you think of?
I don't
You're right, terrible. Let's try it again. What do you think of Omni?
Sure. I think
I told you.
You're right, Jack.
I told you its name was Pomni.
For our new member, Omni.
Chat, do you like this series?
Do you adventure, activity, wonder, danger, poor, angel food cake? Ow. You parasites!
I don't.
Since you're around here, we're gonna make it a simple adventure to warm you up to how things work around here.
Oh, God. I don't want an in-house adventure.
Don't worry, Zubal. I'll make it something unobtrusive that you can still choose to not get involved with.
Nah, this show is freaky. I mean, chat, the moon is the freakiest part of this show I've seen so far. All right. My head hurts. Bro, your head hurts? Try being the one streaming it. Yes, this series is amazing. TS, so corny. The chat is very split about whether or not this is good. Is this good? I'm going to just type, let's just do a poll, bro. Is my chat growing up? Do you guys not care about this? I want to see what you guys say. Is this good? The chat's very split right now. Oh, never mind. You guys love it. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Today's adventure is... That's right. The entire circus tent will be infested with loinks, and you gotta catch them all.
What is it doing?
I'm glad you asked, Bubble. They're small. Loinks are small, mischievous critters that steal anything and everything they run into. Why do these humanoid half-browns do this? How do you stop them? That's for you to find out. Now, good luck, and have fun, my little superstars. And have fun, my little superstars.
Who put them in there?
What did any of that mean?
Oh, that's just one of Kane's little adventures. They're just something fun to do to, prevent us from Insane.
Speak for yourself. If anyone needs me, then f off.
There is swearing. See? See, chat. We love swearing. Okay, so it's not a kids show, actually. Wait, why does so much people in the chat hate it?
Oh,
I kinda like it.
Old Suble. Anyway, you guys want to go get something to eat?
Oh, wait. We should go check on Kaufmo. I'm pretty sure he'd like to meet Pony.
Triple Fortress!
You want to come with us to check on Kaufmo?
Who the heck is Kaufmo?
No, not really. I think Kaufmo's gone insane. Last time I spoke with him, he was rambling endlessly about some exit. Kind of like you, Pomni. You might be going insane too.
Wait, wouldn't that more likely mean the exit does exist?
Could also mean you just.
He's a clown? Bro, chat, for everybody saying turn it off, you do realize you could just leave the stream, right? Like, guys, you're acting like you're held hostage here watching this with me. Just leave the stream. I'm enjoying it, bro. Chat, I don't know. I'm like, all right, if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to.
Let's have a jump start and loosen your mind.
All right. I'd like to ask him about it. If this was real, which it isn't, because it's a dream.
She still thinks this is a dream.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm fine with doing whatever, as long as I get to see funny things happen to people. Okay, I've already had enough of these things. You, me, and Pomni will go check on Kaufmo.
Who is
with
Kaufmo?
his Crybaby and Hoo-Ha together to go handle the Zuko situation.
Do you think pairing them up together is a good idea?
Of course I do.
Wait, chat, what's the
They're
doll's
mentally
name?
stable and capable characters to be paired together. Come on, ladies. Let's go harass the clown.
Chat, what's the big doll's name with the red hair?
My comedy mask is broken again.
Oh, can't go.
Agatha?
So, this is where we all live. Or, well, where we all sleep at night. Even though we don't really need to sleep, it's sometimes nice to kind of take a break from everything and have a bit of a routine, you know? I'm sure there'll be one for. Oh, look, you already got one.
I still don't understand about the adventures.
All right, sorry,
Why
chat.
even go on them at all? Why not try to find a way to leave?
Well, we usually do when we first arrive, but after a while, you start to realize that you really can't leave, and constantly chasing an unattainable goal will start driving you a bit crazy. And eventually, you get to asking what the point of anything is, and you completely lose sight of who you are and why you're even alive. And when you reach your breaking point, something really terrible can.
Bro, why don't they just kill themselves? I mean, that's what I would do, chat, if I was in that thing. Because then it's like, if you die, you wake up from the dream, right? So just like, why can't they just die? Sorry, that sounded very violent. Why don't they just do that?
Happen.
They can die?
But that's not something we need to deal with today.
Why don't they just flip
About
their heads
anything
off?
else, the adventures give us something to do that keeps our minds
Oh.
healthy and stimulated.
Thank goodness this is all a dream, right, Pomni?
They can't die. Well, chat, what would happen if they ripped their own heads off? Bro, if I was stuck in some cartoon land, I would literally just like make a guillotine and cut my own head up. Like, that's the only way, bro. That's what I would do. I would have to do that. There's no other options. What else are you supposed to do? They respawn? What is this, Halo? How they respawn?
Why are we here again? What are we doing?
We're getting one of our friends.
Keep watching? Okay, sorry.
Huh. Maybe he's not in his room? I hope he's all right.
Don't worry, Dollface. I've got
Cave
a
makes them respawn?
Wait, why? You shouldn't have keys to anyone's room.
Nah, I've got keys everywhere, and you've all been fine. By the way, I may have left something in your room today, so let me know if you find it. You're not afraid of centipedes, are you?
Sure. Literally my only fear. Why would you guess?
Why? It could be a completely unrelated question. You'll never know until it's too late. I've been looking for this. Thanks for keeping an eye on it, Coffee. I'm gonna head out. See you.
Oh, how about been obstructed? It's okay.
What is that?
It might be that terrible thing I was talking about earlier. If you reach your breaking point. Okay, wait. Maybe there's still time to fix them before we get caught.
It's Steak's stomach? Bro. What that?
Listen, I know we didn't always get along, like when you called me out for big laughing at your jokes. I swear I really did think they were funny. I was just... I understand. You don't want to go.
Steak when someone steals his food? Bro. So you guys are gonna make fun of me for watching a kids show, but then you're gonna come in here and you're gonna make jokes like that? That's literally a joke that a 6-year-old would think of, bro. Nobody who's over the age of 10 would laugh at that. Plus, I can't even run that fast. Wait, why is she glitching? It's because their channel's called Glitch? Oh.
I don't know what I'm looking at here.
We saw Floyd carry one of Sybil's pieces down there, remember?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the recap. Boy, we're not very good at this, are we?
So, Ellis.
Jack, we found the Zooble hole.
Cool.
How is Cosmo doing? I hope he's not still mad at me for not laughing at his jokes.
Oh, he's doing great. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen him this happy before.
It's good to know he hasn't completely lost his mind.
He actually asked me to give you this.
Yo, chat, why is that guy low-key? Chat, what's his name? The bunny rabbit? What's his name? Are you watching all the episodes? I'm only watching the first one today because I want to see what it is. No one in this chat is over the age of 10. You're low-key right about that, bro. His name's Jax. Why is Jax so mean? It's peak trust. Okay. Hey, I'm trusting in the process. I'm trusting. All right. You guys are all, you know how many times you have asked me to react to this? Like literally thousands of times. All right, his name's Jax. All right.
I got a game.
I already know, bro. Get him out. Oh, it's you, Steak. I didn't know you were in episode 1. Get him out. Get it out. Yep, just get it out, chat. Just get it all out. Get it all out. Yep. Haha.
Insect collection.
I think it's a nest. Ragatha? That was your name, right?
I think she's dead.
I didn't mean to leave you behind like that. I just...
I gotta go. I have to do my homework. I was watching Steak react to the Amazing Videos. Bye, guys. Bye.